This meeting brings together scientists from all over the world to present basically their latest findings in the field of water. And there's a lot going on in the field of water. You know, water used to be a prime subject of study, but over the past 20, 30, 40 years, it kind of lost its way. And the reason is that many people have been focusing on molecules and on simulations and have lost sight of the centrality of water for all of nature, for physical aspects of nature and biological too. And so we created this conference. This is the 11th year of the conference. We created to provide a venue in which people who, not only people who have interesting findings can present them to one another and to the world, but also to nucleate interest in water, because water is so central to all of nature. It's absolutely central to biology. We're 2/3 water. And nature and water is all over nature. So trying to get a grasp on this omnipresent substance is really the reason for putting together these conferences. They started in Vermont, by the way, in the U.S., and they were held there for 6 or 7 years, and then we moved to Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a great place for a water conference because Bulgaria is blessed with natural spring waters. I heard the figure, I think it's something like 40% of the spring water in all of Europe is in Bulgaria. And right in Sofia, where we are, I heard the number, something like 20 different springs exist. So if anybody at the conference wants to take a break and either drink some of the water or bathe in the water, it's amply available. And the hospitality here is really grand. And so anybody watching, I extend a cordial welcome, not only to what you're going to see during the meeting, but also to come to Sofia, which is a warm and welcoming place. So the fourth phase of water is a liquid crystalline phase of water. You know, we all grow up learning and understanding that water has 3 phases, right? A solid, liquid, and a vapor. But even 100 years ago, scientists knew that something was amiss because you can't explain all the features of water with those 3 phases. And it was suggested, as I said, more than 100 years ago, that there's got to be a 4th phase. And over the years, scientists have been interested in the possibility that there may be a different phase, a 4th phase, an ordered phase of water. And so a few proponents of this view include, Albert St. Georgi, who is the father of modern biochemistry. He knew that there was an ordered phase of water. And Gilbert Ling, who's now 97 years old and still kicking wildly and loudly, he wrote 6 books, I believe it is, that describe the water inside the cell, inside our cells, as being different from ordinary water in a glass, different in the sense that the molecules are lined up, you see. And with that impetus and understanding from previous scientists, we began studying the possibility, and we absolutely found it. We found an ordered phase of water. And this is the phase that actually fills our cells, and so it's central for understanding. And we called it by different names. Some people like to call it a 4th phase of water, which is the name of the book that I wrote, and also the name of a movie that has just been released called The 4th Phase, and I'm proud that it's named after our book, and I'm in it. Those of you who watch it, if you watch to the very end in the credits, then you'll see some interesting scenes. And so there are a couple of interesting properties of this water that I should mention. The first, besides being ordered, another is that it's charged. It's not neutral. Water is neutral, but this 4th phase of water is generally negatively charged. And right next to this 4th phase water, or EZ water that we call it sometimes, right next to it is ordinary water that has the opposite, positive charge. So you have 2 charges that are separated, the negative charge of the EZ and the positive charge in the water. And that's like a battery. And in fact, you can put electrodes in, and we actually have a patent for that in the company that's beginning to develop it. You can put 2 electrodes in, and you can get electrical energy out. And this electrical energy comes from water and light. And that's the second feature, is that is kind of a bit like photosynthesis, where the plant receives light, and all the energy that the plant receives is from the light. And the plant receives the light, and it gains chemical potential from that, and that potential is used for metabolism, for bending, for growth. And the first step is actually the separation, the breakup of the water molecule into the negative part and the positive part. And this is pretty much the same as we found, a kind of generic first step of photosynthesis, where the water molecules are broken and the negative parts build the easy water or fourth phase water, and the positive parts are ejected and remain in the ordinary water. And then you get the battery, and the battery is fueled by light, you see, especially infrared light. So it has a series of really intriguing properties, that the molecules are ordered, is the first one, and the energy that builds this order and this separation of charge is light. And so as you can imagine, light comes into the picture, order comes into the picture, charge separation comes into the picture, and these features are fundamental for anything in nature, and that's why this water takes on such importance.